My name is Jon Card. I'm an IT programmer. I've worked here about 29 years now, so I know quite a bit of what goes on, but I'm definitely not a driver, unfortunately. So what I'd like to do first is just go around and have each of you introduce yourselves. So we can start over here.
My name's Lee Young.
Where are you going to be driving?
I'm Western 11 Blackwell Reefer.
Okay.
And my name is Jay. I just graduated from the school. I live in Coos Bay. Actually, I was driver and manager of warehouse. And I applied for over the road.
And you're going to be doing a Blackwell, you said?
Yep.
Right, okay.
My name is Virginia Williams. I've been driving for 10 years. I'll be driving for Blackwell.
Okay.
Michael Ward, live down in the LA area. I'll be running the West, and I'll be running Blackwell Reefer.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome all. You just missed driver appreciation. They were doing the drawings for the names and everything. So if you look out on the Facebook page, you'll see who the winners were and what awards they won. Normally we discuss things that the managers want me to bring up. Unfortunately, I only have one thing to bring up this week, so we might talk about some other things. But Jake in General Commodities wanted me to bring up a reminder that you always weigh your loads. You get loaded, you go weigh. We don't care if you're only putting 500 pounds on your trailer, go weigh, please. I think Jared's talked to you about using the CAT app on your phones. It works great. You don't have to get cash expense reports or anything. The one thing I will say is please try and put your correct load number in, your CT number. Put it in. Don't put ones or twos or whatever. Because if it works right, the system is automated on our side and it takes your CAT scale ticket and applies it to the load automatically. We don't have to do anything. But if it gets rejected, then it has to go to driver services, and driver services has to figure out what load you were on and fix the CT number and then submit it. So it just saves everybody time. So get weighed. Make sure you have your weights correct for the state you're going to go in. For example, California, everybody should know you got to shorten up your axles for California. So that's how you should weigh it, especially if you're going to go in or through California. Don't have it stretched out and assume that you're good. That's not a good thing. The other thing I always want to encourage everybody is to complete your messaging through your onboard computer, your PeopleNet unit. If you're a Blackwell driver, that means it's the Blackwell all stops message. And it's the same message, but you have to do it at least 4 times. When you arrive at the shipper, it's very simple. You just click the buttons and say, I've arrived at the shipper. If you do it when you arrive, you can just say use current time. You don't even have to type in a time or anything. So it's very simple. Once you get loaded, you need to put your trailer number in. That's really important. And in fact, your dispatchers hopefully will call you and say, hey, what's your trailer number? You haven't sent me a message. I need to know what your trailer number is. We use that trailer number for a lot of different things. For one, if we know the trailer is associated with the load, we monitor your trailer for your temperatures. So if the temperature is off, we're going to be calling you and saying, hey, the temperature's not right, or what's the bill of lading say, or there's a lot of issues, and it's really important that we keep the temperature correct. And the first step is having the right trailer. And then the second step is knowing what the right temperature is supposed to be. And that all helps from the all stops message. It also asks you if you had to pay a lumper to get loaded. Now, obviously, if it was a preload, well, there's no lumpers on preload, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you were live loading, you need to input how did you pay for that lumper if there was a lumper. You've got ComCheck, the relay codes. Relay is very convenient, I feel anyway, for you guys. Normally, when you get your dispatch, if we think there's a need for a relay code, we'll include it in your dispatch. And if your dispatch did not get it, but it said, hey, there's supposed to be a relay code for this, you can send another message to us, and that's an automated message. And it just asks the computer to resend the relay codes. And the reason sometimes that happens is if the load had never been dispatched and boom, we got it dispatched and we sent it to you, I might not have gotten the relay codes back from relay yet. You wait a little bit and then send the relay request message, and then I'll have the relay codes and we'll send them to you.
Okay.
Now, we do have problems occasionally. Just recently, we had a problem going to some U.S. Foods location, I don't remember where, but relay had the front door address, and we were going to the back door. And so they weren't giving us a code for that. And so the driver had to call driver services. Driver services got him a relay code. It's just sort of a pain. You don't want to have to do that if you don't have to. So once they tell me about those issues, then I go ahead and I contact relay and try and get that issue resolved. So if you're having a problem and you feel like nobody's getting you the right answer, you're more than welcome to give me a call. If it needs a ComCheck or something, you got to go through driver services. And normally if it's a ComCheck, we'll put money on your card, and then you just register the ComCheck using your card, and ComData's auto attendant. So you don't technically have to talk to a person, you just got to talk to a computer, which sometimes is more difficult than a person. But what can we do? We do try and use relay whenever possible, much more convenient for everybody. So does anybody have any questions? No questions? Nothing? Anything?
I will say one thing is recruitment's kind of slow this month, and one thing that's kind of dipped down is the amount of drivers that are referring other drivers. And so one good thing that I think is always good to bring up during these is the referral bonus, which is $2,000. Person stays here for 30 days, and if they stay here for 30 days, the person that referred them gets $2,000. And they just have to be out of school, so that's the only limitation.
Right. And the only thing there is you need to tell us that you referred the guy, and the guy, when he calls, the career center needs to say that, hey, Bill referred me. And after 30 days, you get your $2,000. So it's a great thing. I know you want to refer the best and the brightest, but if you just feel a guy is upset at his current company, you don't have to make that decision. You just need to have him refer him and have him use your name. We'll make the determination whether he's qualified for our company. So don't hesitate to do it just because you're afraid you don't want to recommend somebody that's not the world's best driver. You know, just do it. You never know. He might work out and everything's good, and you get $2,000, so everybody's happy.
Actually, the company I come from, they are going all the business, so I might be able to get a few people here.
Okay, and that's great. Yeah, just talk to them, and if they're not happy and they want to move on somewhere else, we're always looking for good drivers. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that, what he was saying. How much experience does that driver need to have? 6 months, 1 year,
It
in order to
depends.
bring them over?
It depends on the division they're going into. I would more talk to the recruiters about that, because
Okay.
I know it's different for reefer or heavy haul
Oh,
or
okay.
flatbed. So it really depends on what they're going to be going into.
Okay, all right, thank you.
The only other thing I guess I'll say is please make sure you're checking out your trucks and your trailers. Especially when you're picking up a load, you need to make sure that all the paperwork's there, walk around the trailer, do all your due diligence there. Just keep an eye on it. Every time you park somewhere and you go in and have a meal or something and you come back, walk around your truck. Just make sure that somebody else didn't hit it and you didn't know it.
Make sure someone else didn't check out your truck.
Yes, exactly.